Welcome back to IGN Live from Gamescom here in Germany. Now we're going to take a look at the recently announced Assassin's Creed Rogue, the second Assassin's Creed game coming this year. Here to tell us all about it, Yvonne and Carl. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right off the bat, you're going to show us some naval gameplay, is that right?
Yep.
Tell us all about it. What are we going to see here?
Well, so Naval is back for Assassin's Creed Rogue, and what's different about this time? You're a Templar, it's up north, just off the east coast of Canada, and it's set during the 7-Year War. So all three of these features really make it quite a different experience. Here, we'll see all the beautiful ice vistas, and it's quite a beautiful environment. We've made sure we have new gameplay ingredients thanks to this ice, so you can destroy icebergs, you can crash through ice sheets, and you can use them as cover as you sail past your enemies. So here we are at the Morrigan, which is a player ship. We'll see Shay there at the wheel next to Haytham Kenway, a favorite of the franchise, and Shay is allied with the British, and here he comes across 5 French ships and he's going to take them out. There we can see a beautiful floating iceberg. All of these can be destroyed.
Can they be used as cover as well?
Yeah. I mean, they'll quickly destroy after taking a few cannon shots, but if you time it right, you can use it as a bit of cover on the way through. Using the spyglass, you can see what the strength of the enemies are, and the battle soon begins.
Will this feel familiar to those that played Black Flag?
We began with Black Flag as a base and then built upon that. What does it mean to be a Templar? So we have new weapons like this charge ram, where you can brutally ram into a ship after having shot your front carronades, which again are new weapons. Here we have the heavy shot, and then a new weapon, the puckle gun, which you can use to free aim and take out all those weak points to really take out ships quickly and efficiently. So for this demo, the Morrigan is pretty upgraded, so it's not as tough as a fight as it would be at the beginning of the game. When you first come across the Morrigan, it's quite a weak vessel, so it takes time to get it this strong. Another new weapon and upgrade is the burning oil, which is really cool to lay behind you as a ship chases you from behind. You see that one's being incapacitated from those flames. The beautiful world is full of opportunity. Over here we see a settlement. Set during the 7-Year War, we make sure to really play on this fantasy of the French and British empires fighting against each other. So a settlement, when you first come across it, it'll be owned by the French, and you can choose to go in there when you see fit and take it over, take out the French guards and make it a British stronghold instead. Instead of going there just now, we're going to sail through this beautiful Arctic gate and break through these ice sheets using our ice ram.
Very cool.
So this ice ram upgrade allows us to lock off certain parts of the world until the player has progressed far enough to be ready to really explore the most dangerous and distant parts of the North Atlantic.
I gotta tell you, I loved Black Flag. This is getting me really excited here. This looks really good.
So you'll come across a lot of British and French ships on the ocean, but also you'll come across gang brigs. So the gangs, we have a lot of gangs in New York in particular, and the gangs are affiliated with the assassins. They're trained by the assassins, so you'll see a lot of the assassin archetypes on there. And indeed, they can board you. So this is what we're seeing here. This gang brig has rammed you, throwing a bunch of smoke grenades over. Temporarily yourself and Haytham are disorientated, and you now suddenly look at this. You see the enemy crew jumping over to your side, and you've got to protect your own crew. This is a much more intense experience than the boarding of Black Flag, because it's really about keeping your crew alive and making sure they haven't lost too many men and surrender. One of Shay's new tools is the gas mask, so here we see that he's used a smoke bomb and then using the gas mask to make sure he's not himself affected. Here he's fighting against an assassin captain, so a very tough archetype to take down. He can do all sorts, hide within crowds, obviously not here during a boarding, but use smoke bombs, very tough in melee combat. A rope dart will do the trick though, there we go. So the ship is being defended, and we can use this ship to repair our own ship or send it to Shay's fleet. So Kenway's fleet was very popular in Black Flag, so we have a version more Templar and 7-Year Wars themed that the players will enjoy for Assassin's Creed Rogue.
What's next here?
So here we see icebergs being destroyed. You do that either with cannons or with your puckle gun. That'll form a ripple wave that'll come and disrupt your enemy ships, or also, like there, it showed some loot, so you can even find animus fragments in some of the icebergs, so keep an eye out for that. There in the distance we have a prisoner of war, so pushing on this war effort, this theater of war between the British and French empires. We have a British prisoners of war are being escorted by 2 French brigs there, so the player could choose to get engaged, take out those brigs, try and avoid too much damage to the British travelers, and get a good reward for saving them.
Now in Black Flag, because of its location, there were hundreds of just tiny little islands that you could get out, find treasure chests on, maybe do some hunting. Do you have any of that here?
Yes, so we have lots of locations once again, and we have islands and ice caves and frozen shipwrecks, harpooning. This is a narwhal you can harpoon nearby here. And indeed, there's a lot of exploring to do, lots of collectibles to find, lots of ways to progress your character and your ship thanks to what you find in these locations.
What about weather hazards? You still have to worry about...
Yeah, so it's the Arctic is unpredictable. One minute it can be beautiful and sunny like this, the next minute right on cue. Let's see if a blizzard just comes in on this bit. The weather is completely systemic, and we have full time of day cycles as well. So once you're in a blizzard, that really reduces visibility, making combat and avoiding icebergs, of course, very treacherous and difficult to do. So using the ice sheets here, we found a long lost frozen shipwreck. Let's see what interesting loot this might have. So you can let go of your wheel anytime and access these ground locations. Swimming is not as advised as it was on Black Flag. Of course, these are freezing waters, so you'll see your health bar rapidly diminish if you put yourself in that situation. Here we see some of the local wildlife. Great auks, these are in fact. They're a distant relative of the penguins. Penguins no longer exist in the North Atlantic, but great auks were there in the 1750s when our game was set. Unfortunately, they were hunted to extinction soon after the era that Shay is depicting, so modern day Canadians won't see penguins in their shores. And there we see some of the beautiful northern lights they can kick in on a clear night. And here we have a very interesting collectible. This is the Templar armor. So if you've collected enough relics through the game, you can dress yourself up as one of those similar looking to the Templar Knights from AC1. So really play on that fantasy of being a Templar. Over there in the distance we can see a polar bear.
Oh wow.
So that's another one of the dangerous wildlife of the North Atlantic. We won't go there right now. And you can see here the stunning vista. The artists had a field day creating these beautiful landscapes. And finally we synchronize on this reach high point, seeing the beautiful northern lights, and in the distance we see a naval clash occurring. So there's the British and the French. In game, you quickly try and get back to your ship and help the British out.
Looks incredible. I'm totally on board already, but that's not even all that you brought today. You have another gameplay demo, right?
We do indeed.
Yeah, let's jump into it. This is what, a Templar mission?
Yes, it's a Templar gameplay demonstration.
Okay, I think they're going to pull that up here, but maybe just set it up for us.
Sure, so one of the core goals we had from the very beginning of the project is to make sure the players experience the full Templar notion of the Assassin's Creed universe. In other words, one of our main goals was to make sure that everything the players used to do in previous installments of Assassin's Creed, now it's being done to them by the opponents you're facing. But we're already in the thick of the action. We're already here seeing some of the new advanced weapons Shay is using. This is the air rifle, a true existing weapon of its time, which also has a grenade launcher. The grenade launcher is used with a wide area effect, and as a Templar you no longer are restricted to not attack civilians. You can do damage indiscriminately should you choose to do so, while the air rifle itself is for precision strikes. Here we see one archetype which is quickly dispatched. It's the so-called Stalker. He has some of the skills of an assassin. He can attack you hidden from a bush, but in this case, Shay, using his enhanced senses and eagle vision, he was able to take him down quickly and easily, and he proceeds on with the infiltration of a gang HQ with the goal of first destroying the poison supplies which the assassins are using in their nefarious plots on one hand, and on the other hand to take down the assassin who's the captain of the whole settlement. And we're seeing Shay already taking advantage of his air gun, moving as a stealth infiltration to take down the first stash of poison supplies down there. It's a berserk gas with, again, area effect. It affects indiscriminately civilians and enemies, which pick up a fight with each other, create a distraction so that Shay can move forward with his mission. And here he's approaching a second stash, which he detonates. And we're seeing him again taking advantage of his gas mask, which makes him immune for a while to the effects of the different poison gases, while everybody around him is in fact afflicted by it. And here we're proceeding with the infiltration already inside the walls of the gang HQ. We're seeing here, a sign that the assassin is nearby. He's a very formidable opponent. He can do everything which the players were able to do in the previous installments of the game. But before that, we have one more assignment to take down the third stash, which again is a berserk gas. Here we see 2 captured British soldiers. They're captured by the gangs. They are affected together with their captors by the berserk gas, and they're entering a fight with each other. Here already, other enemies are joining. One is throwing a smoke grenade because he's affected by the gas. We take advantage of the total destruction in order to move forward. Some of them are just killing off each other, and because the fight is approaching an end, we just finish it quickly and move on. So now we have the task of making sure we kill that assassin who's out there and who's waiting for us. He's very close, and in fact, here he is. You get there assassinated, and he starts running. This is fully systemic behavior. This is not scripted. The captain is taking advantage of all the weapons at his disposal. He's shooting at you. His minions are also tackling you down, trying to slow you down and disable you. But here you have a meat shield. You protect yourself from a gunner in the tower. Quickly dispatch those 2 enemies and continue the hunt for the captain, who right now, as soon as he gets out of your sight, he's looking for a hiding spot. It can be a stalking bush. It can be some haystack. In this case, he has gone up on the roof, and he's hiding in the haystack. He's trying to escape, but you're too close. He returns, throws a smoke grenade to distract you. There's another guy whom you dispatch quickly, and then he again throws a hand grenade and starts running. He's shooting at you again, dealing a great deal of damage. Smoke grenade, this time you got caught. And he's also taking advantage of the environment. Notice the powder barrel. He shoots it, he can kill you. If you do not have enough health, you're down. And here it's a classic setup, actually reminding us very much of the multiplayer. You know where he is, he's trying to escape. You go across over the rooftop, bang, he's dead. And the last point remaining is take down the symbol of the gangs, their flag, and this gang HQ is no more.
Nice. Then, is it your headquarters now, or do you just wipe it out?
You actually, bit by bit, conquer the territory. In this case, we're talking about territory. This is located in the River Valley, which is one of our new worlds. It's a totally new hybrid, huge world, which has a lot of naval gameplay with full functionality, but at the same time, it has a lot of playable land area. In fact, just River Valley has almost as much as land playable area as all of Black Flag. And then we have the North Atlantic and New York as well.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Thank you.
I can't wait to play. It's awesome that we get 2 Assassin's Creed games in 1 year. But Rogue is out November 11th. Is that right?
November 11th.
All right, cool. So,
On PS3 and Xbox 360.
yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for coming by the show.
Thank you.
Good. Stay tuned. We have lots more to show you here at IGN Live from Gamescom, brought to you by Dead Island 2, right after these messages.